Leo, thank you. Okay, one of the things that we've done in our exploration of writing about space is to write on maps and schematics and all sorts of things. And we were lucky enough to do a night with Heart of the City last year at the Dunleavy Snack Bar that we called Building. And that night we played with physical objects. We had building blocks and we arranged them and we wrote about that process. And we also brought some things from the Vancouver City Archives. And so our next reader, Phoenix Winter, is going to read her piece and explain it. And she has her friend Roger, who will be assisting in the demonstration of Phoenix's piece. Phoenix Winter.
And my lovely assistant, Roger Stewart. We'll do a little show and tell.
Okay.
But what this piece is based on is Vancouver Town Planning Commission documents. And they're written very staid, and they're plans, diagrams illustrating landscape development of home grounds. And it talks about the proper treatment of a corner lot. Note, setback from each street. Driveway at corner of lot. Gardens at the rear. Garage, inconspicuous. And it goes on to talk about the landscape of the small home. And it says, note, community gardens, garage court, uniform setback, uniform front yards. It tells you what not to do. Front yard cut in two by straight walk, drives and garage instead of lawns, and gardens in view from living room, and flower beds placed as an afterthought. And it even goes into methods of handling a lot of a regular shape. And I looked at that and I thought, that kind of thinking leads to my different take on it. And it goes on to how to discourage the homeless, which is keep trees carefully trimmed, keep sight lines clear to the houses, avoid cardboard and recycling, keep nettle and thistle near places the homeless sleep, have a Doberman or a pit bull, build a doghouse with a long leash for the dog, bring in an outside security company, or build a gated community. Thank you.
So I encourage you guys to check out the diagram. I think the original city plans are from Bartholomew and Associates from like 1953. Is that right, Phoenix?
I don't know the year, but
Yeah, I think it was from the mid-50s. So interesting to see how the city is telling us how to behave, and really fun to have a chance to answer that back. So our next reader, Gia Ueda, has a few pieces in the book. She's going to read two of them. And Gia is multilingual and is writing in English and writing about some of the buildings in the downtown east side. Gia.
I also wrote a poem in French, but it will not be in this book, but it'll be in our next book, hopefully, or in my own chapbook. And I've decided, since my poems are a bit lengthy, I have decided to settle myself on just two poems that I would like to read. And the first one is known as The Blueprint of the City. And the true thing about it is, you go all over Europe, they probably employ maybe one architect in every city that they have. And out of that blueprint, they build all the apartment buildings alike. And I at first couldn't believe it until I physically went into a room of my cousin's cousin in Germany, which was a 3-room house, and some are 3-room apartments, and maybe the next apartment next to it would be a 2-room apartment. And I discovered, yeah, they all have the same blueprint and they all have the same size housing. And here it's the blueprint of the city. It says, a city is going up on the lot, 1,000 acres perhaps, homes built, all sized up, all made of a single blueprint, so all families will be equal. A school for young children, another for adolescents, designed to keep minds occupied in learning. Suppose I am the architect in planning the city. I will build each lot with a different view, and schools, hospitals, and health clinics to keep the community fit. I will design each recreation center with a swimming pool and gym and a skating rink to spike up the interest of an active population. What is most important, I will consult each family about the culture of the home and ask what they like and build homes side by side so we mingle as neighbors, interact as friends. I will verify block by block, acre by acre, that each home display custom unique, that is that of the liking of each family, plant a tree on each front lawn, make a space for a cultural pond of fish, a fountain of memory on each front lawn. I will find room for a shelter for the homeless and park for swings and slides. A greenhouse to grow on rooftops of strange buildings so that we can grow, become a city that nourishes itself. And the next one I'm going to read is about a fire in the building. I wake up in my apartment. It is so dark. And it says I wake up in my apartment. What Ellie doesn't know is that even in my deep sleep I can hear the fire alarm, which is kind of strange. It's true. I wake up in my apartment. It is so dark as it is night. In another apartment, a neighbor is smoking, chain smoking, not realizing what he does affects me. The vents are poorly connected, and I in my bed smell the smoke. The neighbor smokes in the bed, burns the linen, yet he's careful to extinguish his own fire, not to let it spread or risk my life. Another neighbor down the hall, so in love with his cooking, always preparing food late at night, falls asleep one day while his stove catches on fire. The smoke brings forth the scream of the alarm, waking all who live in the building. His stew is charred black, and smoke fills the air. While fire tongues spread, I dress in warm clothes. I wear my thumb drive with my poultry around my neck, grab my house keys and go to the balcony and wait. I have no way to escape when a firefighter comes to carry me out of the building, away from the blaze. He asks me to stay put while he returns to fight. I pray hard. Maybe another angel will help. Save all the residents from the misery of the fire. Help restore our precious possessions from the vicious fire, only to see the buildings now and all that is in it crumble into ashes. I stand where I was put. My music collection, books and notebooks, collectibles, sacred icons, melt with the blaze. None safe. And I crumble.